right, no time to waste. Let's get right to it. Watching the battle on the low time frames. Carolina Keith, Professor Keith, whatever you want to call me. Here we go. We're live. Low time frames. We had a breakout on the dollar on the left side on the 1 hour chart. Over here on the right side, we had that same thing happen north. However, the dollar has failed south and Bitcoin is running north. What does this tell you, folks? You're going to see some interesting news. I've got forex factory pulled up right here on the left, on the right. Here you go. This has not been updated yet. They have not posted they have not posted what they thought. Oh, look, 4-point rate hikes. 4-point rate hikes for the dollar. For the interest rates for the banks, they're going to go up to 4%. 4% total, which is 75 basis points. More interest rates for the dollar. But as you see, the dollar continues, even on the low time frames, to bleed off. We were watching this over in the Discord before this started. Look at Bitcoin on the 15-minute run up and pull every asset with it at the same time. What's happening? Things are getting a little wild, aren't they, folks? Welcome to Crypto Before Dark on a Wednesday afternoon. Good to see y'all. I'm Professor Keith. Things are getting wild. I'm going to stick to these charts the whole time this stream. We're going to watch it, hang out, and see what other assets do. Just want to say, hey, if you haven't done so, 786unlimited.com right there. Jump over there. Have some shots with us. Shoot the bull with us. Let's look at some charts. It's free for the next 2 months. Link is down below. Now, back to the charts. Quite a barn burner going on right here. I wasn't quite sure what to expect. So 15 minutes is clearly not the level to be looking at here. Let's jump out to the 1 hour. What do we see on the 1 hour? We see a triple rejection of this resistance level right here. On the dollar index is on the left. Bitcoin is on the right. As we see on the right, Bitcoin now pulling back to that same resistance level that it's got over here. Let me jump over to the right side. Got the dual screens pulled up here because I wanted to compare and contrast. While this, look at the volatility on Bitcoin. My goodness, on the 1 hour. This is why I sometimes don't like. By the way, everybody, go hit like. They're free. They don't cost anything here. And hit the subscribe button. We're getting close to 10,000. When we get to 10,000, it's going to be awesome. Got some giveaways planned. So, same story here. Bitcoin moving up. Dollar moving down, even with the rate hike increases. All right. Basis points going from 3.25 to 4 even. All right. That's interest rate for federal loans, 4%. The higher that gets, supposedly, the more that's supposed to push the dollar up. And when you start pulling that out and pulling those rates, the dollar devalues because the banks make less. All right. Let's say hey to everyone. Ron Poteet, Joe D, King of Light, Miguel, Scott, Ghost Guy, Existence. What's up, brother? Shorty Guzman, Manalo, A&J. What's up? Everyone come in here and comment and say hey and shoot the bull. We're going to be looking at these couple charts all stream. Let's jump over to it's a DXY Wind Moon, right? Waiting patiently myself. I'm not sure what the market holds, and that's why I wanted to watch this stuff live. I wanted to get a bird's eye view of what's going on. Look at this thing. Not quite making it to the 200. Didn't quite make it. Pulling back and throwing this really ugly red candle on the 4 hour. Let's look at Bitcoin 4 hour. Wicked volatility in both directions. Which way is it going to go, right? It's currently holding above that bit of resistance line right there. Can it hold it? Is this going to trend back down to the 200 moving average on this side? Kind of what I expected to happen, but it didn't quite play out like we thought it would it? That's the beauty of these charts. You come back and sit back and watch it happen. Don't freak out about it. Just watch it happen. Everyone kind of knew that 0.75% basis points was already going to happen, which is 75 basis points. Everybody kind of knew it was going to happen already. So arguing about what the news is or isn't going to do is kind of pointless, right? We were already watching this. We were already noticing that the dollar was in a downtrend short term. Right there's what I'm talking about. And that the Bitcoin has been trending up recently in the upward direction, right? We both can see that. We can all see that very plainly. There's no reason to bust out the old I told you so wheels. It's no point in that. It doesn't get us anywhere. So for the sake of argument, I wanted to come down here and watch this. This is crazy to me. Watching it happen live. It's rare that we get the opportunities on here to watch stuff play out live because most of the time we're Crypto After Dark. You know, it's very, very late. It's usually 11 p.m. East Coast time here for Crypto After Dark. Or Crypto Before Dark comes in at 2 o'clock. It's not always the most optimal time. It just so happened to land on a Wednesday this time, which is perfect. We like to do this on a Wednesday. Look at the volatility on this 5-minute chart. Good luck trying to trade that 5-minute chart, especially if you had a short right here. This thing run down and floop, stopped you out on the longs and the shorts. wiped those things out pretty quick, didn't it? Yes, it did. Thor's Hammer, what's up, brother? G Funkadillion, Crypto Psycho, what's up? Singapore, what's up? D, what's up, everyone? I'm maybe down. Who knows anymore? Good chart. Sushi and Engine. Very good. So, still going. Look, still going. Dollar still pushing down on the 5-minute. Indicators are buried. Indicators are getting high. Stochastic is not very high, but RSI is high. RSI is very low on the dollar, smashed down on the 5-minute, and dragging the bottom on the stochastic. Let's go to the 15-minute here. I got one more table I want to show you guys in a minute. Once this thing hits 2:10 p.m., we'll jump to a different table here. Here you go. 15-minute RSI on the dollar and stochastic is down. And likewise, over here on Bitcoin 15-minute, RSI is getting up into the overbought area. Stochastic RSI is very high. Watching closely here. Nicholas Rayner says, hi from Luxembourg. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Luxembourg in the hoose. That's awesome. All the way over there in the Europa. In determining the pace of future rate increases, the committee will take into account the cumulative tightening of monetary policy, the lags with which monetary policy affects economic activity, and determine the pace. Yeah, we just read that. So, next thing I want to show you, 3 more minutes and we'll get to that. Cumulative tightening equals we did a lot of damage already, lads. We'll keep rates at 4.5% to 5% and let it play out. Financial developments. We don't want to blow up systematically important markets. There you go. Very simply, the Fed's going to push this percentage rate to 5. What's that going to do to the dollar? We're not really certain yet. I kind of thought the dollar would run up there to 122 or $1.20 per, 20% overvalued, and that's when they would reconsider what they're doing. And what you see right there is the rates we already being told are going to go up to 5%. Already being told they're going to go up to 5. If that happens, what happens to commodities such as Bitcoin and top assets like Google or Microsoft or Apple, or S&P 500 or the Dow Jones or Facebook or Tesla? What happens to those? So that's why I'm monitoring it closely. I really wanted to get a hawk in on this and see what was going on. Hi from Italy. What's up, Philip? Good to see you. Gilds. ETH equals let's go. Let's look real quick. Ethereum, yep. Ethereum jumped back up to 1%, 1.5% where it was. Ethereum futures are still flat, which is pretty interesting. And Bitcoin futures are still flat. Now, those do lag by 10 minutes, so unless you pay for the premium, and I don't pay for the premium from the CME market. I don't trade on the CME market, so I'm not going to pay for the premium information, right? Premium data. Those lag by about 10 minutes. Look at it fighting, though. This is interesting to watch. It's an interesting battle back and forth between bulls and bears. And it highlights something important. You don't have to sit and watch the news. We were already charting this stuff and watching it very closely. We were literally waiting for it to happen over in the Discord. I was watching it back and forth, back and forth. I even said, this is quite a battle. Let's watch it live, right? Really cool to see. What's up, Nick? Good to see you, brother. Essentially what Ron said there was the Fed basically said they're going to hold it to 4 to 5%. 4 to 5. By the way, everybody go hit like. They're free here. Likes cost nothing. We have 65 people on and 17 likes. Go hit like. Hit subscribe while you're there. The more we get, the higher up YouTube pushes us up the algorithm. The more people that'll come and watch, which is what we want to see. I want to see more people in here watching. Why is DX going down? Will reverse, right? Good question. Excellently said. I thought with the rate increases that this would push the dollar higher. And as you see, that didn't happen, did it? Once again, can't always correlate the news with price. In fact, it did the opposite. Now, I want to show you a new chart. I want to show you the Federal Reserve account holdings. All right. Understand this, that the Federal Reserve is kind of like a money manager, just like you are. All right. You manage your money by trading, by putting into staking, by doing whatever you do. The federal government, the Federal Reserve, does that with money, with the monetary policy. So I'm going to show you now a table of how much money they've pulled in and pulled out lately. All right. And this will kind of give you an understanding for why the dollar is doing what it's doing and some more data as well. So what we'll do is we'll jump over here to this website. This is New York Fed Soma Holdings. I'll put this down here in the YouTube chat so everyone else can see it. If you want, pull it up on your own. There you go. New York Fed markets. So essentially what this is talking about the amount of money they've done, things they've changed, what they've done, right? The number here you see, 37,891,338. That's needs to be multiplied by 1,000 to understand what's happening. Change from prior week, they have pulled $37 billion. And I'll do the math for you here in case you can't believe me, right? That is 37891, 37891, 338.1 times 1,000. $37 billion removed from the market from the weeks of October, from the weeks of September, the end of September to the 1st of October. That's what they pulled off the market. October 12th, 4 million, multiply that by 1,000, that's 4 billion. 4 billion. What happened in this time? Well, the dollar index actually came down some. All right, the dollar index actually pulled back some because it wasn't a big a move as it was previously. 37 billion down to 4 billion. 19th, a couple weekends ago, $17 billion removed from the system. $17 billion pulled out. Interesting, right? Right? Interesting. I caught this and I was like, holy crap, that's a lot. Well, got what we got, right? We got to roll with it. So 17 billion they took out. We can't control this. The Federal Reserve does. They control the monetary policy here, right? Last week, $23 billion pulled out of the market. Wild to me how much money is being taken out of the market. And this is the reason for the dollar slowly creeping up and raising up in value. You've removed money from the market, and now there's less of it out there. So what's out there becomes more valuable. All right? It's very important to understand supply and demand. When they print money, the dollar goes down in value because there's far, far more of it, which causes a ripple effect of markets moving like crazy. The last data came out on this was October 27th. All right, so we are literally not far away from seeing the data come out here for the next table to show what they pulled out last week, telling us how much more money they removed from the market or how much money they didn't remove from the market. We'll see very soon what they do. So October 26th was the last date. This was posted on October 27th at 4:30. So 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st, 1st, 2nd, 3rd. So honestly, tomorrow is when they should post this data at 4:30 p.m. We'll see. I would like it if they posted it today at 4:30. That would really, really throw a big wrench in the volatility index, wouldn't it? So back to the charts, still holding the same pattern here. Nothing much changed on the 15-minute. Everything's getting a little wonky, but trying to balance out, throwing some really gnarly wicks. Ethereum pulled back just a little bit more from the big move it did make. I got a shitter list over here. Binance coin, look at that crazy price action, but it kind of looks like it wants to balance out to me. Doge moved up some, but back up to resistance. SHIB, similar activity, back up to resistance. BAT was up before this move and managed to get back up, and it may continue and run back to that trend line again. Interesting stuff, man. This is the first time, like anyone who else has just tuned in, this is the first time we've been able to come on here and actually see markets move while we're live, because usually we're just not live at the right time. All right, just not live at the right time. What's up from Fresno? Nikos, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Daniel Blackburn, what's up, dude? How about something different? NRGU 3X oil ETF. Let's do it. NRGU. Let's see. He said NRGU 3X. I don't even have that. I have microsect. Oh, there it goes. I'm sorry. It's already baked in. All right. Well, the 15-minute looks like it wants to drive sideways and up here because it caught the 200. Let's go to the 1 hour. Yeah, she's way up, but we have some bearish divergence here on the 1 hour. I see bearish divergence, so be careful. That may peel back on you on the 1 hour. Similar story on the 4 hour. I see some bearish divergence. It looks like you may be getting golden pocket knocked out right here by microsectors. Let's step it down. Now look at this. Back to the dollar real quick. It's really, really smacking around now. Look at this. Look at that. 15-minute chart over here. I need to be 15-minute over here. Look at that. Bitcoin really flexing right now. The entire crypto market, honestly, kind of flexing, showing its strength. That really, really wants to get out of this mess. And we've talked about this before. Where do I think this is all going? Well, honestly, kind of feel like this stuff is trying to work its way back up toward 24,000, 23, 24,000, where there's heavy resistance. That would kind of knock out indicators at that point and make them overbought. I feel like that's what's working towards. Everything's kind of working towards the fact that it's going to work its way back up there and taper off. I just kind of see it coming. That high time frame kind of runs the show. We've talked about this dozens of times before about how the high time frame kind of gives you the template for what to expect. And let's do this. Let's jump off and go back into single because we kind of see what's happening here. It looks like the dollar's struggle busting, which honestly is not a bad thing. I mean, I want markets to go up. I want the dollar index to flatten out and level out around $1 even, where I think it should be. Like, that's the dollar, right? It should be at $1. But as you see, the dollar has been parabolic for quite some time. And this is just one of the moves. It's done this for quite a bit ever since they've started quantitative tightening. And if you don't understand what quantitative tightening is, I just explained that last 15 minutes, where basically they pull money out of the market, and this makes the money that's in the market more valuable. Very simple. Now, what that really gnarly 15-minute move looked like on a higher time frame, just a regular candle. This is why it's important not to freak out when we see certain things happen. Now, we had a little bit of a leading indicator right here with that Doge candle that this thing threw yesterday, stuck in between the 8 and the 21 EMA in the wait a minute zone. More evidence that we probably should have been watching this, and we were watching it very closely. I was ready to dive out of any position I might have been. I set stop losses everywhere just in case, fully prepared for whatever was coming. But either way, it's trying its best to battle back right now, fading in and out. Let's go back to Bitcoin here. That NRG chart was interesting. Lit. Yeah, some of these altcoins that are super, super low caps, they're really going to move. Here you go. This one's broken the 200 and has had back-to-back. Every other day has been green for a week now. That's pretty good. We start looking at indicators. She's already overbought, so be careful. This is also still stuck under trend here, so don't fall for that bait too bad. Be careful. LTC, let's see. Litecoin. Doesn't like it's going crazy on Litecoin, running to the 200 moving average. Many assets have ran to that 200 moving average. We've showed that a bunch. And it's still stuck under the gnarly downtrend right here. So one step at a time for Litecoin. Going crazy to me would be 100, 200, 300, 400%. Not 7 or 8. What's up? Hey, what's up, brother? Good to see you, Avatar. My man. He says, look at KDA. Hey, what's up, Dirty Dan? Mask. Yeah, Mask moved before the market moved too. Look at this thing go. Look at that. It looks like Render. Have you seen Render? Render looks just like this. This kind of looks like Dogecoin, doesn't it? Well, who was pumping Mask? Who was going, oh, God, no, don't understand. We got to go get Mask. Mask is going to be the... That didn't happen. Let's be real. Those don't really exist. Let's be real. You can't control this stuff, so just ride the waves and be a part of it. I talk about this all the time. Stop trying to be cute and think that you got to grab every single little bit. You don't. Just play the cards that you get and quit being cute about it. Don't think you need to go ride every single thing every time someone says on Twitter. That's the worst possible way of investing. It's a horrible idea in the middle of a bear market. And yes, we still are in a bear market. Until that breaks the daily 200 on Bitcoin and total market cap, get up over the 200 and start talking and start really, really singing pretty well over the top of the 200. This ain't no bear market. Be realistic, y'all. All right. I still don't think we felt max pain yet. Right? We always feel max pain, and I don't think that's necessarily happened. KDA. All right. Cadena chain. All right. So this one's just about ready to pull out and get moving, but it hasn't done it yet. We've seen several other assets like this that are pinned under the moving averages. And there's a fairly decent chance that this thing moves out and gets up to the 100 moving average, which is about 15% here if it can get through. That's from this point just to the 100 moving average. That's not a horrible risk reward, especially if you wanted to risk 5% of your portfolio. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, but you should go hit like. They're free. They don't cost anything here, by the way. Nothing. And if you haven't done so, here's our website. Our Discord is free. Free for the next 2 months. If you sign up through LaunchPass right here, it's free for the next 2 months. Right here's the Discord. If you don't have the link, this is on 786unlimited.com. Right here, 786unlimited.com. It's our website. Here you'll find our LaunchPass, our Discord. If you'd like to have a private consult, you don't have to do that, by the way, but some people work better one-on-one. Also, all of our YouTube videos are right here on our YouTube link. All you gotta do is click it. So, back to the chart. I don't hate this look on Cardano. I want to see it just get over this 50. When it breaks this 50-day moving average, I would feel comfortable riding that to the 100. That's what I would do with my money. How is your bot in 3 commas doing? I haven't ran it. It's not a bull market yet. Can we look at CRO? Yes, we can. CRO. Here we go. This one almost stopped me out. Or did it stop me out? I don't remember. I have to look and see. I still like the same situation that I said for Cardano. For this thing to touch this 100-day moving average here at some point, it just hasn't quite got there yet. And you see how far away the 200 is. Way up here, which will slowly work its way down and matriculate its way down toward about 14 cents something. There are some barriers to progress here, but it did bounce off the trend line, off the 50 and the 821. Doesn't look awful, does it? Good old litecoin. Ha! One Harmony. I haven't seen One Harmony in a minute. All right, bouncing off the 50, working toward the 200. Looks just like CRO and just like Cardano, only a little bit ahead of Cardano chain. CRV has moved up past the 50 here. I'm watching this one super closely because I want to buy this one and I want to run this one. It always makes pretty big percents when it moves. We got 15, 16% to the 100-day moving average and a decent to the 200. This one has a humongous ecosystem with a lot of money in it. So CRV has also very little resistance on a high time frame. So it's one I got my eye on to look to go a little farther down the road with, but I can't do anything until it proves it. The move up was as expected. They already priced a 75-point basis hike into the markets. Absolutely. Thomas Gayu, we talk about this all the time. There's no sense in trying to get down here and catch stuff that you can't click buttons fast enough to catch anyway. So why are you doing it, right? We talk about this constantly to keep people from doing stupid stuff and trying to trade the news. You can't win. You can't defeat them. They're going to win. So stop chasing your tail. You cannot beat the people in charge. You can't. You have to get them out of charge. That's the only chance you've got to stop them from doing what they want to do with the market. So relax. Relax. You can't do anything about it. Be ready beforehand. This thing's throwing some big wicks on the 15-minute here, kind of struggling to finish itself off. But you can look at that on the 5-minute chart and see that it kind of blew its wide, right? Let's see if it doesn't fade around here and start moving sideways and dancing to the right a little bit. I kind of expect it. Let's be real. Yeah, the bottom 3 commas I had running, but as soon as the bear market started to turn a little bit down, I closed it and I don't have it running. I don't have any bots running right now. That's what I talk about over in the bots section. We talk about that stuff sometimes. I'm not going to run them. They're bull market strategies, in my opinion, most bots, unless you're doing a derivatives bot that does futures trades. And I don't particularly care to have that kind of risk at this moment. So I would rather not run one of those, seeing as how it's not worth the risk, if that makes sense. It's not worth the risk to me. Massive 1-hour candle right here. Crazy, crazy ass price action. Looks a lot like this back here, doesn't it? Similar fashion. Only this time it's over that 50-day moving average where it was stuck under it here. So let's see if we get a similar action to this where it can run up and dance around a little bit and see if it can't get through these upper levels that it's kind of stuck under. If it can, that'd be great. Be excellent for the market. I think we'd all love to see crypto go up higher and make people more money. I want to see people make as much money as possible here. I don't want to see the bear market continue to drag along and suck the lifeblood out of everybody while you get murdered on your positions because you bought really high. Now you're down 70, 80, 90%. And if it keeps going down, 91, 92, 93%, that sucks. I don't want to see anybody do that. I want to see people be able to take money out of the market, not only stick money in constantly. That sucks. I don't want you guys to have to deal with that. So hopefully you take my heed and listen to my warnings, and you practice safe trade management. You don't do anything silly. You don't make any crazy ape trades. You use good sound judgment, good sound technical analysis, and you don't do anything sloppy. Sloppy mechanics is for cars and people who don't have a lot of money. Sloppy charting is for people who don't care. And we care more than that. So let's show that. All right. Back to Ethereum here. Let's see. Ethereum has broken the daily 100 and is pointing toward the 200. Pretty much looks like it's going to hit that at about 1675-ish. Looks like it's going to hit it right over there in the red, 1675. See if it pushes up to that or not, or if it can break it. That'd be excellent, wouldn't it? You've seen some assets break the 200-day moving average. What assets am I talking about? Well, I'll show you a few here. Here's Atom. If I can pull up a chart. There we go. This one has broken the 200 moving average, but it's still stuck under this trend line. And until it breaks this trend line and the 200 moving average, I give pause. So it may take some time for it to build up some momentum to make another move up. One step at a time, all right? Give it some time to do its thing. No reason to panic. You have all the time in the world. Another one that's way over is Matic. All right. So Matic is over the 200, came back down and tested some moving averages. Kind of stuck in this little triangle of volatility here. Let's see if it can get out. This would be an excellent play to wait for this thing to get near the side of this trend line and then push out. Kind of what I'll be eyeballing, because there may be an opportunity to make some percentage on the top here. Quant. Everybody loved to rag me about Quant. Well, now look. Not doing too much. Stuck under the 821 EMA. You're about to get an 821 downward cross. Stochastic RSI is dragging the floor. RSI is trending down. I really like stochastic RSI for low time frames, not high. I just had it up there because I knew we'd be on the low time frames here. We put up pivots. Let's just reset, and you're under the pivot line. No bueno. Quant looks down or sideways at best to me for the future, for the time being. All right, not for permanently, just for the time being. It already had a hell of a run, and it could be bumping the trend line right now. Let's look and see. Nope, not quite. Not quite got there yet. So it may have some more down or sideways to get to that trend line, and then we'll reassess. It'll probably hit this 50-day moving average at roughly the same time, and you'll get some confluence of that area, and we'll see if it looks good enough to maybe grab some percent and scalp when that happens. One step at a time, though. What's up, Singapore? Thank you, brother. HT. Wobie token. Yep, brother, she's already done a lot, and she's trying to do more. Be careful. This thing is way over the 200 and never back tested it. It's highly likely that it comes back and touches this 200 at some point because it never tested it. That's just usually how the 200-day moving average works. It's a very stiff line. And as you see, blew right through it like it wasn't even there. On that note, let's look at some other ones. FTX token. There we go. It's stuck under the 100. Hasn't moved as violently. What about KCS? Just checking exchange tokens right here. Yeah, look, KuCoin's native token is over the pivot, has 3 R's in the way, but 200 moving average is up there near R3. Watch out and see if this KCS token doesn't do something cute here and try to run up toward that 200-day moving average. It'll top itself out if it does. It'll use up all the juice getting there, so be mindful. Uni will be the last one we do. And there it is. All right. Over the 200. Very good chart here, El Zorro. Over the 200, over the 100. Pushing through R1 now. Has some juice left on the RSI. Let's pull a fib on this. From the top to the bottom here. Yeah, man, you got some room to 618 at 767. You have more room all the way up to R3 at 786, which is $8.55. man, that would be the hell of a take profit line right there, because that's way up. And it hasn't been that high in quite a while. That's where good resistance is as well. So that's been 30 minutes. Didn't that fly by? That shit was crazy. It flew by really fast to me. So thank you for watching. We'll be back tomorrow, 11 p.m., our regular normal time for Crypto After Dark. That'll be the last live stream until probably next Thursday. Why? Because I'm taking the fiance on a trip. We do this every winter. I take her on a winter trip every year. So I'll be back next week later than normal, but tomorrow for sure, 11 p.m. Thank you all for watching. We got a Q&A happening over in our Discord. If you haven't done so, right there's the link, 786unlimited.com. Come hang out with us. We'll see you guys on tomorrow's stream. I'll leave you with this. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me. I appreciate the hell out of that. Sky's the limit, y'all. Y'all be good. Peace.